Hello, welcome to Glory Apologetics. My name is Francis and we will continue answering the common objections our Muslim friends and the critics raise against Christianity and the Bible. In this short video clip, we will discuss the term Son of God. Throughout the Gospels, if you read, Jesus identifies himself as the Son of God. His disciples in their writings identify Jesus as the Son of God. So what does this term Son of God mean? Many of my Muslim friends get confused, they get baffled, they get puzzled when they hear that Jesus is the Son of God. Here's how.
The only difference between Muslims and Christians is that Christians believe that there is a relationship of a son and a father between Jesus Christ and God. So, when we try to approach them regarding this, they do not believe. So what should we say?
So Muslims think that Christians believe there is some relationship between the Father and Jesus Christ. But what do they understand by this term Son of God? Let us hear from Dr. Zakir Naik about his understanding about the term Son.
If you say son, I say, suppose someone comes here and I tell him, my son, he will not mind because he's a young boy. If I tell him that son come here, he will come. If I say begotten son come here, he may punch me on my jaw, insinuating that I had billah, I had sex with his mother.
Okay, according to Dr. Zakir Naik, calling someone as son is fine, but calling someone as the begotten son would get you punched on your jaw. Why? Because it means the person must have had sexual intercourse. In my previous video clip, I have clearly responded to what does the term only begotten son in John chapter 3 verse number 16 means. If you click this link, you can see my response whether Christians understand that Jesus Christ was a begotten son in a literal or biological sense. That's not the point here. The point here is whether Muslims and Zakir Naik understand what the term Son of God actually means in Christian theology. No, they do not. The founder of Islam, Muhammad, according to chapter 9, verse number 30 of the Qura'n, heard from many Christians that they identified Jesus as Messiah and the Son of God. Without even trying to understand what the Christians believed about the sonship of Christ, Muhammad specifically denied that Jesus was the Son of God. You know why? He took it in a literal sense. Muhammad thought that God, according to Christianity, fathered a child through sexual intercourse with Mary. Is it my personal opinion? Not at all. It comes from their own holy book, Qura'n chapter 6, verse number 101. He is Allah, originator of the heavens and the earth. How could he have a son when he does not have a companion, that is wife? So you can clearly see the misunderstanding of the Quran and Muhammad. Allah could not have a son. Why? Because he did not have a wife. Because they thought having a son is only possible through sexual reproduction. But do Christians believe that? The Christian perspective, the Christian understanding of the sonship of Christ is totally different. Christians plainly reject this idea of God having any sort of relationship with Mary to beget Jesus. In Jewish community, identifying as someone's son is a way of signifying equality. So when Jesus identified himself as the Son of God, Jews of his days understood him perfectly and picked up stones to kill Jesus. You know why? Because they understood that Jesus Christ identifying himself as Son of God was equating with God. But what about Muhammad? Muhammad lived in 7th century in Mecca. Muhammad failed to distinguish between the Christian belief in Jesus Christ as the Son of God and the Arab pagan belief of God having offsprings like Allat, Al-Manat, Al-Uzza. Is it my personal opinion? Not at all. Again, it comes from their own holy book, chapter 6, verse number 100. But they have attributed to Allah partners, the jinn, while he has created them, and have fabricated for him sons and daughters without knowledge. So Muhammad clearly confused the belief of Arab pagans, God taking idols as offspring, with the sonship of Christ. My dear friends, this forces us to doubt whether Quran was really revealed by God to Muhammad. It seems that Quran is filled with Muhammad's own concept and ideology. Chapter 112, verse number 3 says the same thing. He does not beget, nor is he begotten. So from Islam and Muhammad's perspective, Jesus Christ was the Son of God in a literal sense. Christians do not believe that. Clarify this misconception and help your Muslim friend see the true light. God bless you. Keep watching, share it with your friends, subscribe and pray for Glory Apologetics.